Silver. I like how your name is Silver, even though you're Worgen, and I think... Don't werewolves die to Silver? Gonna be Dalaran first off the bat versus Silver, the Furious Warrior. As Dalaran goes in, big Bladestorm, mad damage. Is that the Unhinged Warrior build? Is that the Bladestorm Mortal Strike spam? Gonna be a bleed onto Silver, trying to go for a little bit of health. Disarm does go for a trinket into a reflect. I don't really know what he could really reflect versus tell. Actually, yes I do. I'm lying. Shadow Flame. He could reflect the Shadow Flame, technically. Dalaran doesn't back it up a little bit, doesn't have too many bleeds, can go for the Shadow Ball to catch himself a little bit of restealth. Silver trying to see if he can find him, does not quite find him until an auto attack finally is able to catch up exactly where he's at, but Dalaran was able to get himself quite a bit of recovery. That second wind is huge for Arms Warrior. Trying to see if he can bypass Silver's defenses, is going to go for a bit of a battle stance, Bladestorm to follow, Silver back it up out of there, he sees cooldowns, it's going to be Avatar on top of it, just so much damage. He's actually able to back away from it last second in order to avoid any of that unhinged damage. Stun onto Silver, trying to see if he can maybe get himself a way to bypass the Arms Warrior as he's starting to chip away at Silver's defenses. Gonna go into battle stance, but immediately, or what is it, Fury stance? Berserker stance, but immediately disarm right after. Stun onto Dalaran. Does Silver get any recovery? Dalaran, if he has himself sharpened blades right now, that would be perfect. I don't think he even runs sharpened blades. Don't even need it. Just big executes at the end, taking him out. My goodness, Dalaran needs a little bit of recovery. I don't know if he has bleeds on him. Looks like he's okay. Oh no, with Kiosca, he ain't gonna get any healing whatsoever. Kiosca trying to find himself a better angle. Dalaran needs to find himself a way to just chill behind the pillar. With these grenades and the poisons, that ain't happening though. That ain't happening. He's gonna have to be very careful, maybe use defenses really early on. Gonna have to find a way to bypass Kiosca. Probably try to go for big bursts, force the trick out of the guy. Is trying to go for a bit of the battle stance. Actually was able to survive the explosive shot too. It did not do nearly as much damage as I thought it would. I guess was able to get himself a bit of a heal in between of that. Get himself a little bit of that second win. Stun onto Kiosca. Does himself a big go. Potentially, if he can just get out of there with a Bladestorm. Breaks out of the Bladestorm just to get on top of Kiosca with a full blade to follow. Kiosca does go for survival defense. Bladestorm on top of it with the Avatar. Lots of damage onto Kiosca. Cannot really do much about this damage. Does go for a tar trap onto Dalaran. Has most likely mending better just to remove his dots, right? Looks like the dots are still at least able to force out his Spore Cloak either way though. Dalaran does have Avatar, does have parry. Kiosca just bleeding out profusely though. The guy, oh, he reflected the freeze trap. Oh my god, that was so perfect. Tell me you gotta bleed on him. Oh, it doesn't even matter. Turtle Shell, Manic Bandage, she's in full recovery mode. Dalaran, my goodness. Wait, Camo? Does he get him out randomly? Leap, does hit the pet. Kiosca's out in the open. Stormbolt to follow. Does go for the pet stun in between. Wait, how do you, can you pet stun while he's stunned? Is that a thing you can do now? Stun while you're stunned with your pet into a binding shot right after. Big explosive shot does catch up a little bit of healing with a Bladestorm to follow. Kiosca needs a way out of this one. Parry up for Dalaran, able to at least remove a lot of the damage from Kiosca. Goes in for a big mortal strike, but doesn't quite slam down on him just yet. Wanted to do it, but the freezing trap stopped him in place. Grenade getting thrown in, kill commands to follow. Dalaran is kind of limited on what he can do right now. The dots should be in advantage of Kiosca. Keyword on shoot though. As Kiosca trying to get himself a better angle versus Tell. Stormbolt getting sent in. Doesn't really have a go though. Fear right after. It's going to be Reflect in case there's a freezing trap left. Kiosca does not go for Reflect just yet, or freezing trap just yet. Stun into the main pet. Bandit better to follow. If only he could have some way to just like bounce damage off of the pet onto the hunter. That would have been fantastic. Binding shot to stop you. Kiosca making sure there's plenty of range. Got himself maybe a big go versus Tell. Explosive shot ready and going. Stun right after. Death Striker to follow. Charges in with a Bladestorm. Nothing he can do, but he got himself mobility. As long as he's outside of the Bladestorm, he might be okay. Manic Bandage may be needed. He's got a dot on him. He's got a dot. It's gonna hurt. Manic Bandage, last second leap. Stormbolt, I think it's over. I think it's over, right? Reflect in case. Oh, are you still alive? Is there a dot on you? Are you okay? Hold on a second, Kiosca. Oh, looks like I think randomly and did get him. My goodness. With Thrall Hall gonna be up next. One Fury, then a Hunter, then another Fury Warrior. Last time Thrall fought Dalaran. He did have the upper hand on him. Dalaran's walking into this window with every defensive available. No trinket, however. No Avatar. Does get a Stormbolt. If he waits like 40 seconds, maybe he'll be able to get Avatar, but it's really up to see if Thrallhall wants to wait that long, but I don't think he's gonna wanna. Right? Stormbolt is gonna be Banner. Dalaran baking out of the stun immediately. Big stun onto Thrallhall right after him. Got himself the battle stance to follow. Tell wants to get aggressive as best as possible. Bladestorm using the rage he spent in order to get himself the second win. Defensive stance immediately as soon as he's outside of his big damage phases. Being able to drop the defensive stance to go all out on damage and then pop back in defensive stance as soon as your damage is over is going to be very, very important to play it super safe. Celery got himself parry, big damage, battle stance at the ready, going to be able to break out of the Zerkers. Thrall trying to see if he can heal through it, but the parry for Celery denied any kind of that healing. Shockwave for a second, trying to see if he can get out of there. Going to be a charge by Thrall. Dalaran may need to go back into defensive stance. Got himself Blaze Storm yet again with Avatar, trying to see if he can maybe have that damage hit Thrall on the outskirts of his damage while he's walking away from the guy. Fury to follow, does have a bleed onto Thrall, so at least he doesn't give Thrall any second win opportunity. For Dalaran though, as long as he got no bleeds on him, maybe he could escape him. Gonna be a Stormbolt to follow. Got himself a Warbreaker to maybe get past his defenses. Didn't land that stun with the Blaze Storm. Gonna be Thrall maximizing his damage as well. Growing a little big inside of the Avatar, but it does serve for just some on the Warriors. Thrall wants to go for a charge. But as long as he's out in the open, as long as Tower does not let him an opportunity to heal whatsoever, try to see if he can go for the Executes. May need Sharpen Blades off of this one. Stormbolt. Thrall does not have a lot of health to work with. Tower, and with a stun, does he have the big Execute? He needs one more. Does go for Overpower, I think, to take him out. With Miko getting a handful of dots over onto Dalaran before he can even get a chance to go for a full reset behind the pillow. But he is able to recover a lot of health by the end of that duel. Tel does have 12 dots on him. He's not going to be able to get any value out of that second win whatsoever. Trying to go for big damage versus Miko into a interrupt last second, trying to make sure he doesn't get any of that precog working against him into a Mortal Coil. At least Miko doesn't get a lot of healing from Mortal Coil port as soon as it's going to be charged on itself. Kind of out the open, has himself Reflect, Drain Soul right now for Miko, trying to go for a bit of damage as well versus Tal. Steals Reflect for just a second. Drain Soul does not have an to interrupt it, but the Executes may be enough to overpower him. Trying to see if he can fight right through him. He's going to go for an interrupt, but it doesn't quite connect. It's going to be Drain Soul to follow. Tal does have himself a little bit of a defensive right now. That's how parry as well. It's going to just be a brawl between the two as Miko trying to see if he can back up out of that stun. Executes. Just a brawl at the end as soon as Tyrone missed the kick. Gave the precog to the Affliction Warlock. He knew he needed just to go in and do as much damage as humanly possible. He just needed to throw everything in there. Press parry, try to get a stun, execute after execute after execute, hoping that it crits. With Grifka going to be the last one left on that killing of duty for Team 1. Now Grifka has the opportunity to go for a proper 1v5 here. 47% dampening. Everybody else, actually, in a way, for Grifka, this is a good situation to be in because he doesn't really need healing. He got big defenses. He can always make his escapes happen. Cloak actually can remove bleeds too, so it's like a pure immunity to everything, and then vanishes to make his escapes. I mean, it's kind of a decent setup to be in. And Dalaran walking into this one with a trinket, but no parry. So he's going to be limited on the tools that he can work with. Got himself all damage cooldowns, but it's going to be a mad burst in the opener. It's going to be vanish immediately after he put a bleed onto Tel. Does he have a dot on the rogue? He does not. The eyes are up in case he wants to use them. And he may just want to pick him up early. The second wind, yeah, he got a rupture on you. That second wind ain't going to do nothing. That's going to be rough. Grifka is going to just chill back as Dalaran is able to pick up the eye. Going to be an opportunity for Dalaran to have a big go versus Grifka. Immediate Cloak of Shadows, removing the bleeds, making sure that he doesn't take too much damage from the physical damage. Trinket out of Tel, got himself a parry. Could be a blind out of Grifka. Vanishes said by the rogue after he got some dots on a Tel. Could go picking up the other set of eyes. No. Other set of eyes is not up. The bleed is up onto Grifka though. And is able to swing past the boxes, sometimes get a hit onto Grifka here and there. At least keeping the rogue kind of in combat at the very least. And eventually I think Tel's bleed should end up falling off. If you can pre-banner one of the stuns by the rogue, then you'll actually be in a great spot, but that's going to be really tough to match up to, honestly. Trying to go for a leap into a Shadow Meld by Grifka as he went in for a Stormbolt. It's going to be the Trinket or the Cloak helping him out a little bit there. Spore Cloak, Viscera just puncturing right through him. Nothing he could do. And I think Ev was able to at least get a Shadow Ward Pain on the rogue as he's did behind the pillar, yeah? Stun to Ev. Maybe in a bad spot. Does he have anything here right now? Maybe Aegis is the best thing that you can do. Does press Desperate Prayer in between of those stuns, which is perfect. Gives you a little bit of survivability. Stun onto Grifka. Potentially can have himself a go. Fear onto the rogue. Wants to go for healing, but definitely needs to be looking at damage as well. At least getting dots into the rogue is going to be important here. At least getting some damage over time is going to be helpful. Root to follow. Void Torrent. Trying to see if we can make a big play. Tentacle is going to attack the rogue as well. That's going to do a bit of damage over time too. Stun does not have an answer here. The human racial, I think it's over. Yeah. Unless you would have been able to give yourself like 8 extra seconds, then human racial would have been there to help you a bit. Stun into the rogue. No outs. I think this is where the paladin may just have him cheat death. Vanish actually somehow got him out of stealth either way though. Gouge to follow trinkets. William did not want to give this Rogan out whatsoever. Oh my goodness. Chad with him 4. 8 million damage, 7 million, almost 8 million healing. My goodness. That is ridiculous. Lord. Let's get us another one going here, yeah?